I'd worked mainly in an office environment for most of my life, but sort of felt that it wasn't where I wanted to be.
I wanted to pursue my career in horticulture, so I joined the Historical Botanical Garden Training Programme.
Everyone I've met in horticulture is really nice as well. I really think that's a thing. I think it's because people like it, so they're happy in their work, so the general environment of places you work is quite positive. It's not something you're going to do unless you love it.
Well, Trentham, we're very fortunate to have had the HBG TP trainees here really since the start of the programme. To have this new injection of enthusiasm into the team each year, working alongside our full-time team. They have a mentor and a supervisor on site, and there's a really good exchange between the staff and the trainee, giving them a real hands-on experience.
I did ancient history at uni, and then I had a few jobs and I just didn't really like it, but my uncle owns a garden nursery and I always used to enjoy helping him and working there. I started by doing the RHS level 2 and I love that, and then I got a job working in Chelsea in London with a garden design company. I saw this scheme online and I'd actually started thinking about it about a year before I applied, because I wanted to get my skills up before I applied for it to make sure I get on.
What I actually really like to do is to be outside, to be with nature and to be working with people, sort of improving the landscape, I suppose. So I got an allotment. I was helping out with sort of community work within my allotment, and then I started to volunteer at a sweet pea nursery. I wanted to sort of also work on a wider estate and get a broader spectrum of what I could be doing in the future, so I applied to the Historic and Botanic Garden Training Programme.
It helps you initially. It's really hard to get a placement as a gardener, and you have to do a lot of work to just try and get an initial placement or even trainee volunteer work.
We've got a great team. The Historic and Botanic Garden Training Programme trainees do a great job. Been putting in a lot of meadows, designed by Nigel Dunnett, Professor of Planting Design at Sheffield University, so a great opportunity for the trainees to learn.
Working with a team is really good. You've got to work with a large team over a large area. Your sort of organisational skills get a lot better. Your communication skills get stronger as well, because you're actually having to talk about who's going to be working in each area, and you need to make the time that you've got work as well.
I was one of the trainees at Trentham. An absolutely amazing year. It's one of the best things I ever did. I actually gave up a permanent job for the 12-month scheme, which was a little bit nerve-wracking, but it was totally the right decision. Done a lot of qualifications with the RHS, a lot of machinery qualifications. I became a mentor for trainees, and then from there, quite recently, been promoted to acting supervisor within the gardens.
The rotation for the trainees, each of us do 4 months in every area, and there are 3 areas, so that works out quite well. So I started out on the Italian, Naomi started on the woodland, and Mike started out on the east side. And then at the start of the year, we all rotated around, so it's a good opportunity for us to see all aspects of the estate.
For me, working on a massive estate has been amazing. You know, I've learnt about so many different plants, and the scope of the planting we can do here is completely different to anything I could have done anywhere else because of all the space we have.
Coming into this job, I'd never used any kind of machinery. I didn't have a tractor licence, which I've been lucky enough to get working here. So we're driving tractors around, we're using machinery, we're getting inducted onto things, which is obviously skills that we can take anywhere else.
As part of the programme, we do a plant ident, 20 plants every 2 weeks. I really enjoy doing this because I'm a bit of a plant nerd. I love learning the different types and the meanings of the botanical names.
One of the best things I thought we did was the big magnolia project. So we've got like 200 magnolias, and it's like 20 different varieties have come in. And all of us got together and we had to clear the whole area to create the pathway, and it's going to be like a magnolia walkway. Nice to look forward to when they all come out. It's going to look amazing.
Working with the other guys like Mike and Naomi, we've formed a really good friendship, and it's been useful having other trainees to speak to, because you can bounce ideas off each other. You're all at the same sort of skill level, but you've all got different areas of expertise, and you can pull all of those things together.
I really think this scheme is amazing, and I think it's really important as well, because horticulture is kind of shrinking a bit, and that's a real shame because it's really important. So a scheme like this is like really vital.
That's what the industry needs, are people coming in at this, particularly at the entry level. There's very, very few opportunities in the UK to get experience. And so the first step in the ladder is really important. That's getting a year's experience, working outside in all weathers, working with a team, sharing and listening to those skills. And that makes that person very, very much more employable. That's what I'm looking for. We're looking for the qualities, our experience, qualification, piece of paper, very, very important, but attitude, knowledge and a passion for horticulture. That's what comes out of working in this environment for a year.
I'm really hoping that after this I can specialise a bit more, so I can work in Botanic Gardens specifically with a speciality of some sort.
If I can, I would stay on at Trentham, which will be good, but otherwise I'll pursue my career and get another gardening job.
I think ultimately I would really like to stay here. If there was a position at the end of it, I'd really like to take it. This has been like an absolute eye-opener, and I've never been as happy as I am working in a garden.